There it is. Hey, John, what are you doing, man? We're going to try to make some rings. This is my first attempt. My bushings just showed up about 15 minutes ago from Amazon. I've been waiting for a few days, actually. I think I've been waiting about a week. I think this one's a walnut one. We've got a couple of walnut, and we have some quilted maple that, man, it's pretty amazing. We'll see if it shows on the ring. I don't know if it will or not. How are you doing, man? Pat, what's up, buddy? We're making a ring. I've never done one before. Something new I've been wanting to do, and just got my bushings in. Those actually look pretty legit. And Pat, you may have given me this idea last week, but someone mentioned it. I printed my 3D printed this afternoon a ring chuck. I haven't tried it out yet. I got to clean it up. But what happened to your back? Hey, Brian, what's up, buddy? Yeah, I don't remember hearing about your back. What happened, man? Oh, didn't you get hurt when you were in the Marines, Pat, I think? Seems like I remember something like that. I think that's what I remember. Let's see. Okay, and long before. Hey, John, how you doing, buddy? This is my first try at a ring, so wish me luck. I need all the luck I can get, y'all. Oh, man. Woo, I'm already liking it. Look at it. Hey, Clifford. Oh, the walnut's peeking through. Mike is making stuff. What's up, brother? Well, funny story, Mike. Last summer, I lost my wedding ring taking it off by the lathe. I haven't been able to find it, so I decided to buy some equipment to make my own. So my bushings just showed up, these black bushings just showed up tonight like 15 minutes ago. So this morning, I used my Godzilla laser to laser cut some blanks that perfectly fit this hardware. So you're in for a treat, hopefully. All right, let's see where the metal is. Okay, so the metal's under there. We need to come in a little bit. Let me show you what the raw hardware looks like so you'll see what I'm working with. So this is the hardware. Hey, Johnny. So this is the hardware I bought from Amazon. It's flat. I ordered some last week and they were rounded, so I don't have a need for them, and I couldn't send them back. So this is flat. I got this a couple days ago, and then it's got a little groove on each side. It's a comfort fit. It's really comfortable. So that's what I'm working with. I super glued these in earlier. Like I said, I used the laser to cut the blanks. They're about nothing spectacular about it. The maple is quilted, so we'll turn a maple after this one. But I've basically got to part off some of this on either side to expose that bevel. So, wish me luck. First time doing it. This is pretty cool. Do me a favor and hit that like button, y'all. Appreciate you. What's up, Johnny? Oh, crap. I think it shifted. It looks like, oh, it broke. Oh, that one broke. Look at that. Well, there we go. That didn't work. Okay. Let's try another one. Not sure what I did wrong. I used, let's grab another one. We have several ready to roll. Like I said, this is a learning. I didn't expect it to go perfect, but I didn't expect that to happen. No big deal. We'll just clean that up and add another piece of wood. It's possible I didn't have it sized correctly, you know what I mean? Like maybe it was too loose. So let's try, I think this is a, I don't know if this is a maple or a walnut. We'll know soon enough, right? We're gonna learn stuff, you know? You don't expect going into something new, especially if you're trying to make something by hand, that you're gonna master it. Because honestly, I get frustrated that I'm not like an instant master at making all this stuff, you know what I mean? I don't know if that happens to you, but I like to jump to the part where I'm like really good at making something. And honestly, it's a lot of hard-won effort, you know? When you get good at making something, you spend hours, days, years trying to figure it out. Okay, Johnny. Thanks for that info, man. Johnny, the wood is not stabilized. How do you stabilize the wood? And yeah, it's definitely not stabilized wood. It's dry, but no, it's not a stabilized wood. I looked it up earlier this week. Stabilized wood is where I think it's put in a pressure pot with epoxy. So it's actually sucked into all the pores of the wood, I think is what that means. That's pretty thin. This time, let's not use the parting tool. Let's use the skew and see if that helps, since it's a finer tool. Let's just see. I don't know, y'all. This is all new to me. Okay, there we go. That was better than using the parting tool. And looky there, it exposed part of the bevel, so we need to go another little ring, because we got to expose that bevel. There we go. That's just about right. Okay. So I like that. Let's expose it on the other side. Okay, I got to do another ring. Let me show you over here. It's exposed just a little bit. I need to go a little more. Oh, a vacuum chamber and cactus juice. Okay. Yeah, I don't have any of that, Johnny, so I think for learning, I think we're good with what we're going to do, but there we go. So the bevel's exposed on both sides. See, that's the bevel of the ring. That looks pretty good. I think that'll be fine. So now we're going to try to trim this up, make it thinner. Yeah, Johnny, that all sounds expensive. I guess I need to find some sponsors, see if anyone will send me a vacuum chamber. I emailed Vivor months ago and never heard anything, so that's pretty thin wood, man. Trying to round this over a little bit. So it's at least a 16th, if not. Hey, thanks, Paulo Tony. Using that, using the skew really worked to slice the rings off. So it exposed the bevel, so that's step number one. Hey, Jose, or Joe's. So that looks pretty good. I'm gonna try to make it a little thinner on the wood now. Let's see what happens. I'm not being really aggressive. Just taking it easy. Let me show you how thin that is. So that's how much wood is showing. Probably, I don't know. I don't have anything to measure that with, really. Oh, is the sound going in and out? Oh, you know what? My speaker, I dropped the magnet for the speaker, I think. It was falling off. Maybe that's it. Is that any better? Can you hear me now, Pat? I think we're going to go a little thinner, but I'm not sure how thin I should be trying to go. All right, so Johnny says, mine comes unglued with wear when I use CA. I've been using two-part epoxy now. So Johnny, is when you've made rings, you've used CA glue and it comes out? Is that what you're saying? Okay, I'm gonna try to add a little bevel over here, just a little bit. Okay, appreciate the tip, Johnny. You know, I've got some new 5-minute epoxy I've been using the last few weeks from Amazon. That looks pretty good to me, y'all. I'll try it on my next batch, because honestly, with this batch I'm making, I figured I would just be learning, you know what I mean? So, all right, so let's go mock Jesus on this guy, as Dave says, and oh, I guess I need to put the mandrel saver on. I didn't even do that. Why didn't you catch me there, y'all? Thanks, Johnny. Yeah, Johnny, I was using some the same 5-minute epoxy from Harbor Freight. You really don't get a lot for what you pay, so I spent $10 and got 2 from Amazon, and I've used it on a couple of projects. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm gonna turn on my dust collector. It's not a huge amount of dust, but I'd rather it get sucked in there. Now we're just gonna sand up. I don't know what this is gonna do to the metal. This is my first time, so. Oh, freak, it came off too, y'all. Did you see it move? Yep. So, look at that. That moved, unless I just broke it. I think it moved on me. Yeah, it moved, so Johnny's spot on. So it's one of two things. I'm sizing it bad, or that CA glue just isn't holding. Like, let me show you. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Interesting. Okay. But right now we're 0 for 2. Look, same thing happened. But Johnny, that's a really good fit. So I think Johnny is onto something. That has to be the super glue failing. And I went pretty heavy, so I'm going to use epoxy next time. But let me show you my process. So we might not be making a successful ring tonight. We've got 2 redos right now. Let me find one of these guys. I had them sized. I think I only had those 2 or 3 made. Let me look. See, I made 4 or 5 of these. Let's try the maple to see if the maple's any better. This is a maple one. The fit could be different on it. Let's try the maple and see what we got. So we've got 2 that failed. They were both walnut. But the good news is we've already learned 2 things right now. The skew is better to trim it off to expose the bevel. It's a cleaner cut. And we should probably be using epoxy. 2-part epoxy like Johnny said. Because honestly, I think I sized them pretty well. I'll show you. Problem is, everything I've already, I've laser cut some blanks for the rings, and they were pretty well sized. All right, let's see if this maple is any different. Who knows? Not a big deal to learn, right? Man, it's a shame on that maple. I only have a few select pieces on the maple. Man, that's pretty. We'll see if we can see the quilting. This is quilted maple, which means it has a lot of figure. Let me see if I can find the piece this is from. I'll show you. Yeah, check this piece of maple out. It's highly figured maple. That's what we're making right now. Hey, Johnny, can you hear me okay now? I remember someone saying they couldn't hear real well. Now let's use the skew to expose the bevel. Okay, that looks pretty good. It moved again, okay. We are 3 for 3, y'all. It is not, I don't believe it's my sizing. I believe it's simply the epoxy I used. There we go. I just feel like, yeah, oh well. So no go. Well, Man, we tried 3 out of 3 failure rate, so that was a good fit though. Now here's the question. Let me ask you a question, Johnny. Maybe this is part of the problem too. Let me turn this dust collector off. Let me ask your opinion. Now, Johnny, I did scuff it, but here's the question. I make these blanks with my laser. This is all charred on the inside. Could it possibly be that I need to sand the char off, then apply the super glue? What do you think? Maybe that's the reason. What are your thoughts on that? It makes me wonder, so the char is a possibility, and using epoxy is the other possibility. What are your thoughts? I think that char might be a factor as well. Okay. Well, let's do that real quick. Let's take one. Well, shoot. Here's my problem. Let's see. I don't think I have any blanks that I've already cut. Let me look. I'll walk you guys through it. If you guys want to hang out for a minute, let's make some fresh blanks. Let's see. Let's see if any of these fit. I think this one fits. No. Yeah, that's a good fit, I think. That's pretty close. We need to sand this dude. Yeah, we need to sand that up. That should be a good fit. Yeah, that's a good fit right there. So let's go over to the lathe and sand the inside before we attach it. And that might make it loose, so we might have to do it different. Let's try it. Hey, we're learning. Have some fun with it. As Johnny says, give it a shot. So, what's the best way? Let's just get this out. All we're wanting to do is sand the inside. Man, you're not wanting to put a ton of pressure on this guy because the wood is actually fairly weak. It's the metal that gives it the strength. So we're not really, let's just hold it right there. We're just going to try to sand that char off is the goal. And maybe we'll get a better bond. I think we will, so let's find out. Oh, you got to be a lot tighter, I guess. All right, let's try that again. I don't have a better way to hold it than this, I don't think. And come on, dude. Trying to think if I have a better way to hold this thing. I'm trying to think what I've got. I don't want to crunch it, that's the problem. Not sure, y'all. This is new to me. Yeah, it's just barely holding it in there. Now, good news, it is getting some of the char off. Let's see what it looks like. I could tell it was getting some char off though. That's the bright side. A little bit, so it's got some of the char off. Let's keep going. Let's flip it around, just make sure I'm not sanding a weird angle or something. Tell you what, this is a lot of work for a ring blank. I guess there's a reason. I saw these selling online for quite a bit, and I think I know why. That removed a lot of the char. I think we're going to give it a shot. Johnny, let me know what you find out, buddy. because I do not have a stabilized one. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and glue this in. I'm going to use medium and I don't think I use thin on this, but let's scuff it up. Okay, let me grab a glove. Yeah, I can't remember if I'm pretty sure I used medium. I'm gonna grab a second glove. I hate getting super glue all over me. Well, you know, we tried, y'all. We tried. Let's try some more. This shouldn't take too long to set. It's medium. And maybe I need to go heavier on it, you know? I'm going really heavy. Because it's also possible I'm not getting it smeared around enough or something like that. All right, that's pretty darn covered, y'all. Throw it in there. That's a pretty good fit. Now, it makes me wonder if it could be a little tighter. We'll see. We're going to take it to the lathe. It's already exposed a little bit. Using a lot of gloves today. Here are those keychains I made earlier today on the live. Got one spalted oak, and the others, well, actually two spalted oak there, and then the other two are zebra wood. Oh, I'm sorry, those are all spalted and that's zebra. Hey Harry, what are you up to, man? We are trying to turn rings for the first time. I laser cut these blanks. So my first theory is that the char on the inside needed to be sanded to get a better seal or joint with the ring to the wood, because the three we tried so far have come off. The second theory is Johnny mentioned he's had super glue come off, or the wood come off when he uses super glue, but he uses 5-minute epoxy. So if it still comes off, I think we're going to try 5-minute epoxy. And if that's the case, we'll just turn all these rings off. We'll make the wood come off, and then we will make some new blanks on the laser, mix up some 5-minute epoxy, glue them all together, and that means tomorrow I'll go live and try it again tomorrow. All right. Now, Johnny, since I sprayed activator, I should be good to go, right? Well, good. Glad you're relaxing, man. Yeah, Johnny, shouldn't I be able to turn this now since I sprayed it with activator? I know it's only been a couple of minutes, but there's another method of making ring blanks I might have to try. I thought the laser would really be helpful because it's a perfect sizing, or not perfect, but it's a really good sizing. Okay. Let's do this. All right, Johnny says, I found a stabilized wood blank for $8. The Coca Bowl is $5, but I don't think it's stabilized. Man. I'm telling you what, Johnny, that adds up quick, man. By the time you spend $8 on the wood, some places want to charge you the same amount for the ring blank. Man, it adds up. There's a reason I'm trying to do all these myself, you know? Wow. All right. Let's see if we have any better luck. 4th time's the charm, right? Excuse me, sorry guys. Let's go ahead and use the skew to expose those bevels. There we go, I exposed one. There we go. I exposed the bevel mostly on that side. Okay. So the bevel is exposed on both sides, mostly. Johnny, I tell you what, dude. I understand, man. It's adding up. Luckily on my pins, you know, I've got a sponsor, but that actually looks pretty close. I think we're gonna call that good. That's, I think, about as thin as I want to turn it. But you know what? You see the, I don't know. Let's see if this what the sanding does. I got to put on my respirator. Hey Amy, how you doing? This is the 4th attempt, Amy. The last 3, the wood came apart from the metal. So this is the 4th attempt. What's up, Matthew? What's up, Tom? Johnny, what kind of finish do you put on rings? I think I'm just going to put some oil on it. What do you think? Some wax? What would get a good finish? Because I don't want to put super glue over the metal. Uh-oh. Something got me. Would thin CA be okay over the ring? It's over the metal. See you, Happy. Heck, let's try it. Hey, plywood. True, Tom. So what would be another finish you guys would put on a ring, on the wood, on this kind of band, where the band's exposed on either side? What other finish would be good? Like, I'm thinking just an oil finish. But I say oil, but I want it to shine, you know what I mean? That's why the CA. Yeah. Yeah, I've got some, well, I don't know if it's Carnu, but let me look. I've got beeswax. Tom, I got my 2 bushings in this evening about half an hour ago, so we're using the pin mandrel. Yeah, Randy, I'm making a pin. I mean a ring. What's everybody up to tonight? I don't know that I like this method because you have that exposed metal on each side that got scratched. I don't know. I'm not really, I don't know. Thanks. What can I do to polish up that metal? Yeah, I just don't like it. That's the hard part, trying to get that steel wool just on the metal. It's why I'm thinking I don't like this, the metal insert design. I think I want to get the two-piece rings. That might be a better, but you know, this is why we do this, to learn what we like and don't like and learn the process. That's working though, the steel wool. Good tip, thanks. What am I doing wrong? Shouldn't this thing be a little shinier? Any thoughts? How can I make it shinier? Or does that look pretty good? Yeah, that's what I've been using, Happy, is CA glue. Well, let's take it off, see what it looks like. Billy said it looks good, so let's go. Hey, for my first one, I mean, you know. Let's bust out the buffing wheel. Let me see if I can get it set up. Thanks, y'all. I found some compound. Let me bust out the wheel. I really only pulled out the buffing wheel today for the first time. I really haven't used a buffing wheel much, so I think that will definitely help. So let's take this out. This buffing wheel I found works on a Jacobs chuck. Hey, see you, Amy. Have a good one. 4 a.m. Wow. Talk to you later, neighbor. Come get some wood. Now, my research showed that you use like a brown compound if you're really trying to cut, but if you're doing finishing, like the final sand or the final buff like this, white compound, which is what I have. So I'm going to put on a respirator and we're going to see if we can shine it up. You guys tell me if you notice a difference. How fast do you usually buff at? I think it's looking pretty good. What do you think? Definitely a lot better after buffing. Heck yeah. Not bad. What? All right, y'all. I'm pretty excited about this. Let me get this super glue out of here. So, Johnny, thanks for the advice, man. And all of y'all have really good advice. Now, this is a size 10, which I can fit, but I have to lick my finger to get the ring off. It's on there. I've already tried it before I put the wood on. Well, now I don't want to hurt myself. So do you just pick a ring size and go with it? Happy? No, I'll show you what I did. Let me show you. I'll show you my process so you guys know how I did it. So this is what I did. I got an assortment of these ring stainless steel. They're comfort band inside, so they're really comfortable. Flat here, and I've already scuffed them. I measured them with the calipers. Then I went to the laser and I laser cut until I got a really good fit. So this is a 3/8 inch cut on the laser, solid maple. Then, and these are different sizes. It took me several tries to get the right size. And then you put that ring inside the wood with super glue. But I think what we learned is, we did 3 of these tonight, and the wood came off all of them. Like this is one that it shifted. So what we think, on the 4th one, we sanded the char on the inside, and then we glued it in, and this is what we ended up with. So the 4th try worked. So I think I'll make them a little tighter next time and then sand the char out. That's what we did. But no, these are all sized, like they're labeled, like there's a size 12. But some of these already took the wrapper off, so I'm like, oopsie. But I've been keeping a list. A size 7 is a 20.9 millimeter, size 11 is 25. And then I tweak, and that's my starting number. Then I go over to the laser and I cut them out. Yeah, happy I have different sizes. So, yeah. And I'm really happy that my 4th attempt worked, guys. Like, this is actually my ring for now. I lost my ring last year wood turning because I always take it off. So since we're off camera, I just wet my ring finger to take the ring off. So here's the other thing I saw someone do on a YouTube video. It's got a little crap in there. Maybe that's super glue or dust or what. Let me grab my Dremel. Is any of this good for buffing? Oh, here we go. I got a buffing wheel. Okay, I didn't know. I gotta pry this out. But that's too big for in there, so I was gonna buff the ring, the inside, to clean it. I don't know that I have anything to do that. These are too big. Let me go look at some of my other kits. Let's see. give it a little haircut. That got it. All right, there we go. Nice. Well, that was pretty cool. We learned a lot. You guys want to cut some ring blanks? Or are you done for the night? What are you guys in the mood for? Because I'm trying to think if I want to cut ring blanks or go inside. Let's see. You know what? Instead of doing that, thanks, Johnny. It worked. Instead of doing that, let's try something I just 3D printed. So, let me show you what I bought, and it doesn't work. I bought it, and I bought this. It's called a ring mandrel. I thought it fit on your lathe. It does not fit on your lathe. This is actually for putting a ring on and resizing it and to correct it. So I bought it thinking it was for turning rings. It is not. So I made a ring chuck on my 3D printer today. Jordan, Chris from Bailey Woodworks gave that to me a while back. I've already put it up. It's a Hardell. That thing is amazing because my rotary tool broke on me during a live about a month ago. So anyway, I 3D printed this. We got to clean up this is PETG. We got to clean this edge up real quick. So let's clean that up and we'll see if the rings work on that. I have no idea. Let's see what we have. And I didn't design this ring chuck. It was a free file. That ain't gonna do it, Dork. Yeah, it might. It might. There we go. That'll work. Cool. Very nice. Very nice. Hey, see ya, Johnny. Better. That's better. Maybe, I don't know. It's better. It is better. That looks pretty true. Nice. Then what you do is put your ring on. And then you put the tailstock, and that splits it or forces it open so it holds it in place. Let's try it. Not yet, not yet. Whoa, I don't want to break it. Come on now. It's still wobbly. Better. It's still wobbly though. It needs to be firm. Okay. One more crank. That feels pretty firm. Let's try it. Uh-oh, it's already broken. What a piece of junk. Nah, I don't think so. Nope. Well, we might take this off. We might try. Let's see. No, it's not. That's junk. That's like just flying shrapnel coming at you, so no. Oh well. We tried. Well, what we can do, let's get that pin mandrel back up here. We can go ahead and turn the wood off those rings. Or let's go ahead and try to turn one more. Maybe it was a fluke, but I think the wood is going to come off all these. So, if anything, I need a big long tube or something. I need like a really long spacer, just one, instead of using all these. Hey Johnny, aren't you supposed to be going to bed, man? Come on, go to sleep. Woodturning will be here in the morning. Come on, brother. Johnny, you got work tomorrow? I'm happy. I finished my plaques this morning. I got a few custom orders I got to work on though. I got confirmation today, so I've got 4 or 5 different orders I got to do. Oh, come on. I'm not even centered. Come on, y'all. Pay attention. Catch me. All right. These bushings work great, though. I think if I would have known better, I would have got the 3 sizes, small, medium, large. I think I got the large, so it's size 8 through 12. Luckily, I'm a 10 or 11. Well, that was PETG, Pat. So my printer will only do PLA or PETG. I've just got the A1. It doesn't have an enclosure. From my understanding, you have to have the enclosure for any of the harder stuff. Hey, Anthony, what's happening? Oh, let's bring up our in fill stock. That one actually stayed. Oh, man. That's that really figured maple. Woohoo, baby. This might be all right. Maybe. Exactly, Billy. That's why this is our 5th pin and maybe the second successful attempt. Yeah, baby. See you, Matthew. Man, that's pretty already. Woohoo, baby. Heck yeah, dude. I need to find some carnauba. What do you think? Either that one or that's just beeswax. No. Wait. Oh, no, it's beeswax. I'm looking for carnauba. Seeing what I got. No. Well, what do you guys think about this? Well, that's really for food safe stuff. Hold on. Let me look. I don't detail my car. So here's the dilemma. I don't have any freaking carnauba wax. I looked for some, but it was dried up. Let me think. Do you think? Look, I got this can of carnauba wax, but it's all dry. Let me chip it out and maybe it'll work. Hold on a sec. It's possible. That's the only carnauba I have. Let's try it. What the heck? Mother's California Gold Wax. Yep. Here's a piece of that wax. Let's try it. All right, let's buff it. It's not looking bad. Holy crap, dude. Ha ha! Woo, baby! Alright, let's get the buffing wheel out. Man! Hey guys, this is exciting. This is that I show you the maple that this came off of? It was some amazing maple. I recently scored some highly figured wood from a buddy that was moving a couple of weeks ago. My gosh, guys. He gave me so much stuff. It was all free. Thanks again, Matt, if you're watching this. Man, amazing. I'll go show you the piece of wood. It's amazing. You can kind of see it. It's quilted, I think is what it's called, or quilted or feathered. I think it's the same thing, but amazing figured wood. Where the heck did I do with the buffing wheel, y'all? Oh, there it is. I think I'm just gonna leave it on that chuck. Let's see what it looks like before the buffing wheel. Check it out. So, that's what it looks like. Man, it already freaking looks great. I mean, I gotta clean it up. That buffing wheel will get some of that crap off the metal. But look at that. You can really see the quilting there. Oh, okay. Well, thanks. So that's what you meant by that. Okay. Grab some mineral oil and a sponge and mix it up. Thank you, Pat. Guys, Let's buff this. That's looking amazing. Holy moly. This is exciting, guys. I mean, for my 5th ring attempt, it looks like 2 that are successful. I'm pretty stoked. Heck yeah. Get this out of here. Y'all, I'm freaking pumped, man. Man, I'm pumped. So let me show you the piece of wood that these ring blanks came out of. Let me go grab it from the laser. Man, that looks great. Uh-oh. I think I might have showed you. Maybe I didn't. Oh, there it is. It was underneath my new sandpaper I just got in. So here's the piece of wood it came from. It was one of these 3 blanks. Can you guys see how curly and feathered or whatever figure that is? Amazing, right? That's what's in this ring. So there's such a depth. Oh my gosh. Beautiful. Holy crap. Like right there, you can see the figuring right there. Thanks, Billy. Man, guys, this is freaking awesome. I'm having a blast. So, that is actually, this must be an 11 because it fits really easy. So this is a 10, which is hard, and 11 barely stays on. Well, depends on how fat I am that day. But 11 would come off for sure. Wow. So here's the deal. Check this out. I still have a little bit of stuffed debris on the inside. You can always torch it to darken it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to darken it though. No, I don't want to darken it. I think it's beautiful the way it is. But so let's see. Let's grab a towel, see if this will buff off on its own on the inside. I don't know. I just saw people getting a buffing wheel for their rotary tool. And apparently I don't have one, at least not that I found so far. So what they'll put that in there and buff it to a nice gloss. That did it though. It was just a little debris from super glue and wax. So that came off. So holy crap. All right, y'all. Gosh, man. I'm going to start selling these once I get better. But honestly, that's pretty freaking cool. Wow. What do y'all think? Shiny. So that buffing really works. And the the wax, on this one we just did a wax finish, right? Except I sanded to 4,000. Thanks, Tom. Yeah, that one, gosh, I'm going to make more of these. So here's what we learned. Let me break it down. Let me grab a drink. Man, so fun, y'all. So here's what I learned. Out of the 5 rings we did, this one was successful out of maple, this one out of walnut. Now, this one, the other 3, the wood came off. So what I did on this, because these are laser cut blanks, I actually made these today on the laser. This is 3/8 inch thick walnut. Same thing with some maple. And I measured these exactly on the calipers, went to the laser, cut them out. Took me a few attempts to get the right size, But now for size 7, 11, and 10 on these rings, for this specific brand, I have them already saved on the computer. But at least this one worked. So it's possible, more than likely, I have to sand the char off to get a better glue bond on the inside. So I think I'll make this a little smaller diameter so that it accounts for the sanding, so you still get a really tight fit. So that's what I'll probably do tomorrow. Okay, Jordan says, how did you get the wood on the metal? Let me show you. Let me see if we have one that's sized. Hold on. Not that one. So let me show you, Jordan. I don't have one the correct size. Let me check. We might. Hold on. No. All right, so no, that's a little too. I had a bunch of sizes floating around. Okay, here, there it is. So let me show you, Jordan. Here's what we got. Jordan asked a very good question. Now, Jordan, where are you watching from? I am in Oklahoma, near Tulsa. So this is the piece of walnut, right? Here's the ring, the metal. I scuffed it up with a piece of sandpaper. That way it has a better mechanical bond. Then I coated the outside with super glue, push it in here. It's a really tight fit. I mean, I got them dialed in pretty good. Like, that's a nice tight fit. Then I spray some activator on it. Then you go over to the lathe a couple minutes later. That's it, man. I know, Pat. I thought about that. Kevin, what's up? Yeah, Pat, I thought about that too, man. Good thinking, Pat, if you don't have a laser. The problem is, you know, honestly, I have, I think, 6 different sizes here. That means you might have to have 6 specialty sized bits. But if that's what you got, that's what you got. Luckily, I got, you know, Godzilla of lasers. So, but this one can be glued up. I think that's the only one I have ready, because honestly, I've got to sand it first. So I'm going to switch up how we're doing it. And this one, I don't remember if we've got the right size for this guy or not. I don't think so. Yeah, that's a smaller dude. Yep. What are you up to, Kevin? So, man, that was super fun, y'all. I'm pretty happy about that. All right, Kevin, let me show you I turned my first, excuse me, my first 2 rings tonight. Out of 5, 2 of them were successful. There's the first one, it's just some walnut. Here's the second one. This is number 5 we just did. Quilted maple. Whoo, baby. Loving it. Thanks, man. Hey, this is my first day making rings, so I'm super pumped. Yeah. Man, that was cool. Man, I wish I had time for one more. It's 9 o'clock. I've got to call it a night. But hey, man, pretty cool. That was pretty fun, you know. So tomorrow I'll be live, probably. I've got to crank out some orders. I've got a couple of maps that I sold. If you didn't know, I make big lake maps, city maps, river maps of any area in the world. So, thanks, Billy. All right, Pat had another thought. He goes, other thought would be a scroll saw in a steady hand. Oh, Pat. Now, Pat, I just don't think so. Now, hey, Pat, the one thing, what I've seen people do is, here, I'll show you. I tried it yesterday and it wasn't as successful. But honestly, I could have been doing it wrong. I'm using the tools I have, and I happen to have that ridiculous laser. So if I can dial it in. Hey, Kevin. Hey, Kevin, let me show you the ring number 5. Out of 5 rings, 4 and 5 were successful. Let me show you. Check that out. That's number 5. It's a quilted maple ring. Pretty freaking happy. It's a size 11. It's for sale. Pretty excited, man. Pretty stoked. Pretty neat. Now it does have a little debris. It's really not debris. I think it's a scratch mark from where I had to clean it out. Hey, Jordan, Austin, Texas. I visited Austin with my wife probably 5 or 6 years ago. We had a good time. Shut up, Kevin. You do not wear a 16. Really? Man. I'm like, that's a 10 and it's a little tight. This is an 11 and it fits, but it comes off a little too easy. So I'm more like a 10.5. But this worked. It only comes off if I lick my finger. And I'm not going to show you that. I mean, that's like an OnlyFans thing. But this one's pretty cool. But I don't know, guys. I'm not sure, like, there's an uneven reveal because of the way this is glued on. So it makes me understand why a lot of these rings are those 2-piece rings that snap together. I understand now why people use those. So I'm probably going to order some of those because I can already see me not liking this. So I don't know if I'll sell it. Maybe I'll give it away. I don't know. For me though, I'm not trying to match a factory in China. You know what I'm saying? It's a handmade item. So it is what it is. But that's not bad. I mean, if I saw that at a craft show, I don't know. 20, 30 bucks? What do you think? 20, 30 bucks at a craft show? I don't know, right? 16? Now, my oldest son, I wear a size 14 shoe. That kid's like, is he a 15 or 16? I think he's 15 and a half. That's the thing, though. What's a good way to sand? Maybe I'll try. How do you polish it, Pat? Like right there. If I do that, I have to carnauba again. That's no big deal since this is carnauba. But yeah, I think if I sanded that, I would like it better. Cause see, I don't know how I don't know. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. But yeah, it bugs me once I look a little closer. Now, let me ask you a question, Pat. When you're saying polish, sand it with the sandpaper and polish it with my polishing system that I used. Is that what you mean? Because, yeah, I just see a few smidges, but that could have been my tool gouging the steel. I don't know. More than likely, it's super glue remnant. Yeah, it's messier than I envisioned. What else can I use? You know what I got an idea. You know those mini files from Harbor Freight? I've got a set of those. I bet those would work great. Yeah, thanks, Tom. I mean, at first glance, but I mean, let's be real, I'm half blind. Yeah. I don't know. For 30 bucks, I'm digging it. If I want to up my game, it has to get better, but yeah. Oh, okay, there we go. Pat says wet dry sandpaper up to the finest grits, then polish with yes for metal on metal. Okay. I have not tried a wet sanding in the shop. I see a lot of people use that with epoxy, but I just haven't done it. But hey, today, if you guys saw me on my lives, hey, exactly. I made these keychains earlier today on these were my first CA finish. And they really didn't get as shiny as I thought. So they didn't get as shiny as I thought, but to be fair, I did not sand them to 8 or 9,000 like I did with this ring. So if you sand it that high, you're going to get a natural shine before you apply finish. So, all right, guys, food for thought. Hope you guys have a good weekend, Friday and weekend. Man, I'm ecstatic for being my first time making it. I like it. So, and that wood, man, whew, that is amazing. That wood's fantastic. But I still think I'm going to do my idea of making the blanks on the laser slightly smaller inner diameter and then sand the inside to get all the char off so I have a better band. I mean, better bond. Plus, I think if I make more blanks tomorrow, I don't know if I will. I'm kind of hooked on this, but I got work to do. I might, Johnny earlier suggested I use the 5-minute epoxy because he had CA glue, the wood come off with the CA glue. So, Van, here we go, Van. Oh, I don't want to use the middle finger. Hey, Van, here's my first successful ring, and I actually needed a ring for myself. I had 3 failures. The number 4 was a success. It's just walnut. Check this one out, man. That one is quilted maple. Can you see it? Let me zoom in. I'm on the reverse camera, you know what I'm saying? Hold on. Ah, sorry. All right. Hold up. You know what? Give me a second. Let's do this like, let me show you. Where's my little dude? Let's get this guy going. Let's see what it looks like 360 right here. There she is. Yeah, that maple is by far my favorite. The walnut was just a normal piece of walnut. I just happened to have it. But yeah, that maple, guys, what's up? I love it. Not bad for my second one, man. Thanks, Pat. Yeah, I bought this turntable. I had one. Thanks, Van. Hey, Van, check the wood. This is the piece of wood it came off of. Look how quilted this one is. This is what I made the ring blanks out of on my laser. So I'm making the ring blanks out of my laser. So it's so much easier. Yeah, the band is stainless. Yeah, this one's a size 11. I've got multiple sizes available. I'm going to start making some probably. Man, it was super fun. Van, I lost, this past summer, I lost my wedding ring after taking it off at the lathe because I prefer not to wear a ring at the lathe for safety's sake. And so I told myself, I just saw some, I don't even know what made me think of it, but I decided to try to learn how to make some rings, and hey, guess what? I made a couple. Pretty cool, man. Doesn't make a huge mess. Once I dial it in a little bit, pretty excited. So, hope you guys are having a good one. I'm going to call it a night and clean up a little bit. Thanks, Van. I think I've got lots of possibilities with those rings, I think. The cool thing is, man, I've got a bunch of beautiful wood. Do you not wear rings? I just wear one. A wedding ring is all I've always worn. I don't wear multiple. I don't wear a ton of jewelry. The only jewelry I wear is the shop key, so other than my wedding ring. Pat says, when you cut your blanks out, offset each blank and maximize your usage of wood material. Yeah, I need to get a better yield. I was a little sloppy, so. I think I might do, there's another method I saw where people are actually making the wooden inserts. Oh, I see. I see where people are making their own rings without a metal insert. It's all out of wood, and it's kind of an involved process, but I was like, man, that would be super cool. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what the future holds. It's fun though. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. I appreciate you hanging out. All right, y'all. Catch you on the next one. See you, Van. See you, Pat. Later, Kev.